Welcome once again. Today we will discuss secrecy metrics for physical layer security. We have so many secrecy metrics, and few of them are secrecy rate, secrecy capacity, ergodic secrecy capacity, secrecy outage probability, equivocation rate, interception probability, probability of strictly positive secrecy capacity, average secrecy outage duration, amount of secrecy loss. So these are the secrecy metrics which are used to give the secrecy of any system, any network. So today we will discuss only first four. So let us start with this basic model of physical layer security. Now here you should have some knowledge of this model. Here we have Alice. This is Alice, which is a legitimate transmitter, which want to transmit to legitimate receiver Bob. Now Eve is also here. This Eve is eavesdropper or an intruder who want to this message X. Now the main aim of the communication is to transmit this message X securely to the Bob. So this is this channel. So this channel from this Alice to Bob is legitimate channel. Okay, source, this is source, and this is destination. Here it is destination. You can say this is input and this is output. And this channel of this eavesdropper is called as wire trap channel. If you say we have a wire trap channel, then this is the channel of eavesdropper. Now this is, so we'll discuss it later on. Okay, what are these GA, AB? These are the channel gain, channel of this legitimate channel. GAE is this Alice to eavesdropper channel. GAB means Alice to Bob. Okay, so noise added is given by NAB. Here noise added is given by NAE. Let's start with this first secrecy rate. So secrecy rate is defined as the difference between the achievable data rates of legitimate and the wire trap channel. Now as we have data rate in the communication system, similarly we can have the secrecy rate. To define the secrecy rate, we have to consider an eavesdropper in the network. So it is also defined as the secret bits transmitted on the given channel per second. Okay, because you are comparing our data rate with respect to this eavesdropper. So this achievable secrecy rate can be described as a difference between the achievable data rate of legitimate channel and wire trap channel with the Gaussian codebook. So this secrecy rate SR, this is the short form is SR. So SR is the lowest bound of the secrecy capacity. We will discuss this secrecy capacity in the coming PPT. So now if you want to write this secrecy rate, so our rate is R, S stand for secrecy rate, that is given by the difference between this RM is main channel, RE is eavesdropper channel. So difference between the data rates of main channel and the eavesdropper channel will give us a secrecy rate. Okay, this sign, this plus here is, this signifies the, if you want to write this X plus, so that is equal to what? Max of 0 and X. Okay, that will give you the maximum value, you can say that. Okay, now this is this RM is the data rate of main channel. Main channel means channel, legitimate channel. And this is the data rate of eavesdropper channel. Or you can say that this wire trap channel. Okay, so this is how we can define the secrecy rate. And this secrecy rate, if you want to write it in this information theory term, so we can also define this the information transmission rate for the secret message. Okay, it is also defined as the information transmission rate for secret. So how this information transmission is given by, it is given by entropy. So if we have a message w, x was the message which was transmitted, we have seen it in the previous diagram, that is the basic model. So that is given by hx, entropy of x, and if this length of word length is n, so data is, it is given by hx, where h stand for entropy. This is the entropy, and this small n is the length of the signal. So this is how we can give this secrecy rate. Now another parameter is, which is very famous, this is secrecy capacity. Now it is related with the secrecy rate, and it is the upper bound of a secrecy rate, you can say that. So the maximum secrecy rate at which confidential information from source node can be transmitted securely to a legitimate destination is secrecy capacity. Okay, so as I have already told you, this secrecy capacity is the upper bound of secrecy rate. So this is given by, this is the short form is SC, secrecy capacity. Okay, now so before discussing this ergodic secrecy capacity, let's just talk about this secrecy capacity. We will also derive a relationship between this for this secrecy capacity. Before writing this, let us discuss some mathematical analysis. So CS is equal to, this is supremum, SUP. So this probability is Px, x was the message, will be given by I x. So this is mutual information, x, this x comma y, this is the mutual information between x and y. Okay, minus mutual information between x and z, where z is eavesdropper, x is Alice, and y is Bob. Okay, so this is how we can write. And this x is a, x is what, x is a channel input at the source node, y is the channel output at the destination node, z is the channel output at the destination node, you can say that. Okay, so let us write it. This is the channel input at the source. Okay, what is y? Y is the channel output at the destination. Okay, what is z? That is the channel output at the eavesdropper. Okay, at the eavesdropper. So this is how we can write this secrecy capacity. And Px, what is this Px? Px is the probability distribution. This is the probability distribution. And this x approaches y approaches z, they form the Markov chain. They form the Markov chain. Okay, so this is the basic definition which was given by Wiener. Okay, the first model of this physical layer security was given by Shannon, and this work was forwarded by Wiener, and this Wiener gave the first physical layer security model which was given in the previous slides. So this is how we can define the secrecy capacity. Okay, so you can also say that the secrecy capacity is the difference of the capacity of the main channel and capacity of the eavesdropper channel. So similar to that secrecy rate, we can also define this secrecy capacity. Okay, So this is the secrecy capacity. Now come to the main one. This is a ergodic secrecy capacity. Now this secrecy matrix we have studied, two secrecy metrics we have already studied, that secrecy rate and the secrecy capacity. But these two secrecy metrics do not consider this secrecy fading and the variation of the channel. So you can say that secrecy capacity and secrecy rate do not consider the fading and the variation of the channel. Okay. So ESC measures the average availability of a secure transmission over a fading channel. If we have a channel which is you can say fading channel, then the secrecy capacity is given by ergodic secrecy capacity. Okay, and it is defined in the difference between the ergodic rates of the legitimate and the wire trap channel. So if you want to write this, and it is strictly smaller than this secrecy capacity. So next parameter is secrecy outage probability, and this parameter is used for quasi-static fading channels. In many situations, due to channel fading and imperfect CSI, channel state information, secret transmission may not be possible. So for that those scenario, now SOP can be as a main performance metric for the channels having coherence time sufficiently long compared to the delay requirement. So we will discuss this, what is this coherence time. So this quasi static fading channels, the coherence time means the variation time, you can say that, because the channel is varying time by time. So if it is changing very fast, so you can say that this coherence time is very low. If it is varying very slowly, though, so coherence time is very large. So if coherence time is very large, long compared to the delay requirement for a particular application, then we can't use this secrecy capacity, ergodic secrecy capacity. So we have to use this secrecy outage probability for those scenarios. Okay. So a secrecy outage occur when the instantaneous secrecy capacity falls below some target secrecy rate. Okay. It occurs when the instantaneous capacity of the wire trap channel remain higher than this R LEZ minus RS. This is equal to this. This is equal to RE. This is the secrecy rate of eavesdropper channel. Okay, so that is equal to RE. So secrecy outage probability, if you want to define this, okay, secrecy outage probability, so that is, it is a probability that is a probability that your this capacity is less than this data rate RS0. So this is a threshold. If this is it should be less than that particular data rate. Okay, so this is a probability. So we have used that term, this quasi-static fading. What is quasi-static fading? Okay, fading coefficient. So this fading coefficients are constant for all channel users. For all channel users for all time. Quasi-static means which is not changing. Okay, so this fading coefficients are constant. They are not changing. That's why this is called as a quasi-static fading channel. So for the quasi-static fading channels, we use secrecy outage probability, not this secrecy rate and secrecy capacity. Okay, so this is how we can define these different secrecy parameters. So now let us derive a relation for this secrecy capacity for this our secrecy model. We have already studied this. So this is the basic physical layer security model. So we will study how to define this or how to mathematically represent this secrecy capacity. So we have two channels here. One is this legitimate channel. This is the legitimate channel. And what is this GA comma B? This is the channel response of legitimate channel. Okay, this is the channel response of legitimate channel. This is the noise added in the legitimate channel. So you can write this output here. If X is a transmitted signal and the power of the signal is PS. The power is PS and this relay fading channel is used. So we can write here output at this for this channel AB, L is to Bob. Okay, so that will be equal to under root PS. PS is the this power of the transmitted signal, and this GAB is this channel response for this. X is the input, we have already shown here, plus added noise. So this is how this signal received by this Bob is given by A comma B, that is, this is how we can write. Now similarly we this eavesdropper also receives some signal, and that signal is given by Y A comma E, that is equal to again power PS GAE. We are talking about this channel. Okay, from Alice to this eavesdropper, and the signal is X plus noise. Okay, this noise. So this is how we can write these signal received by Bob and eavesdropper respectively. So the signal to noise ratio from Alice to Bob and Alice to eavesdropper link. So these are also given by. Now let us also define now this channel response. Channel response is this A comma B, that is a combination of this H A B whole square divided by D minus gamma 1 AB. Okay, so this is defined for this. So what is this HAB? HAB, this whole is channel gain, channel of, this is the legitimate channel, L is to Bob, and these are the channel coefficients. This is the channel gain or channel response, you can say channel gain, you can say, and this is channel coefficients. This is what, this is the, this gamma 1 is, this is the distance between Alice and Bob. This gamma 1 is, this is called as a loss exponent. Okay, this is loss exponent. So if we can also write this signal to noise ratio, if you want to write signal to noise ratio, signal to noise ratio for Alice to Bob and Alice to Eve channels. So we can write that gamma A comma B. Okay, gamma A comma B, that is given by, signal to noise ratio is given by this PS HAB square divided by, this is the signal. Okay, this is the total signal, and noise is NAB. So this is the signal to noise ratio for Alice to Bob, and for Alice to Eve it is given by PS HA comma E या HAE. Okay, don't just write directly, put a comma here. Okay, for all these put a comma. Put a comma. So square divided by an AE. Okay, this is how we can write. So now if you want to write this mutual information, mutual information for this A to B, so you can write this A to B mutual information between this A to B. You can write this like this: log 2 1 plus this whole factor gamma A comma B. So you can write this. And mutual information for A to E is given by Alice to eavesdropper is given by log 2 of 1 plus gamma AE. So this is how we can write. Now if you want to find out the capacity is given by, this is the secrecy capacity is given by the difference of this main channel, legitimate channel, minus eavesdropper channel. So you can write here this secrecy capacity CS. So it can be written as log 1 plus gamma A comma B and minus log 2 1 plus gamma AE A comma E. So this is how we can write these secrecy capacity.